Hey, what up guys? And this is what I'm going to do, what's in the bag for the 2023 year for a mid-handicapper like myself. I haven't done a what's in the bag since 2021 and a lot has changed since then. So if you really quickly just want to know what's in my bag, I'll list it down below. But I'm going to give the long-winded answer and just talk about golf equipment throughout this journey of, having a YouTube channel and, hitting a lot of different clubs and how I came down to this last bag, which could change obviously, but there's a lot going on here, so let's jump right into it. So first off, let's go into the putter. So as you know, I sniped this off the Callaway pre-owned website. Scotty Cameron Phantom 5.5 with this Flatso 3.0 grip. And this thing I've been hitting so well. I was, using the triple ball, the 3-ball, flirting with the arm lock, and I definitely like the arm lock quite a bit. But yeah, this has just done really well for me in terms of putting all around, and I'll probably just do a whole podcast on my arm lock experience. But this Scotty Cameron Phantom, it's been really good for me and I've really enjoyed using it, and it's been in my bag for the past couple videos, as you can see. So no longer arm lock, no longer triple ball, but the arm lock and the triple ball or the 3-ball are the ones that keep me in the back of my mind. If I want to switch this guy out, those will be the first two that I switch to. So no new putters for me. It'll just be rotating the 3 of this, the 3-ball and the arm lock. Yeah, this is currently the putter that I game. Alright, next up we'll just go wedges. I currently gang the Mack Daddy CB wedges. These are kind of like Callaway's equivalent of game improvement wedges. Really forgiving, and I'm just a firm believer in making golf as easy as possible for myself. I'm just a weekend golfer. And I used to play Mack Daddies, I think they were just Mack Daddy 4s. So I never got into the Jaws series because I just buy my wedges like new condition on Callaway pre-owned. So I got these as well. And I have a 60 degree and a 56 degree. I really like these because they are really forgiving. And they do get a lot of spin action, admittedly. So these work out for me. Like I said, I try to make the game as easy as possible. And you'll probably see that in my irons. So let's move to my irons actually. Alright, for irons, to maybe no one's surprise, or maybe people's surprise, firstly I do game 1-length irons, but secondly I play these irons called Orlimar Intercept irons. These are single length, they're all 37-inch long clubs. That being said, I just picked these up on a whim just to try 1 length very cheaply, and these are only like $220 right now, I think, or $230 or maybe $200 on Amazon. And I just thought this was a cheap way to get into 1-length irons. But yeah, I actually gravitated back to these because they're very game improvement like. The thing is, and this is kind of like my going into talking about clubs and why golf is so difficult sometimes for equipment standards or trying to pick equipment, is that I have currently the nicest Cobra 1-length irons, and Cobra is the manufacturer of choice for 1-lengths, and I don't hit those any better. I probably hit them worse than these Orlimar Intercept clubs. This compared to the Cobra Tech 1-length irons that I have, and those are forged and everything, I actually like these better. They don't necessarily feel better, I'll give Cobra that, but in terms of results, these are actually better for me in terms of on the course. I hit these straighter, there's less variance in terms of my shots or mishits, and so that's why these are back in the bag. So kind of funny that $800, $700 clubs versus $200 clubs. I put the $200 clubs in the bag because I just hit them better. Alright, one thing that I do have is the utility 1-length 4-iron. So this is not the latest. I don't know if they made another one of these, but this is the 1-length 4-iron equivalent of the Forge Tech King Cobra irons, 1 generation older than the newest. Alright, for hybrids, this is the Radspeed 1-length hybrid. This is in the 19 degree. This is their 3 hybrid equivalent. I really like this thing because it's really easy to hit, but sometimes it's hard to remember that it's 1 length and it's very short, and so I get the occasional top. So maybe I should sub this out, but it is really easy to hit. And sometimes I hit it a mile. So yeah, I have this 1-length Radspeed hybrid. Really like to have this in the bag, and it's a fun little one, and it makes hitting hybrids a little less intimidating that it's so short. All right, and for my next hybrid, this is a 17-degree super hybrid from Callaway. So I picked this guy up because, you know, I really like hitting hybrids. Was never a good woods, like regular wood striker, so I got a really low degree lofted hybrid. This thing has been really good to me. I've hit a lot of great shots like this, hitting into par fives from you know, long distances, and so I just can't seem to take it out of the bag. Let me know if you have any clubs like that where, like, even though it's not like your best club, you've hit some really good shots to it and have some sentiment attached to it where you just can't take it out of the bag. So that's the case with this guy. Yeah, Spanish Bay, hitting my second shot into the par 5 on 18 to like 6 feet. You know, how can you get rid of a club like that in your bag? That's my experience with that. But I do hit it pretty good. It's like my 3-wood equivalent, and yeah, I've had a good experience with that. Don't seem like I'm going to replace it with anything I currently have, but maybe a utility wood of some sort. But yeah, I really like this guy. Really good to hit. Some of my missed hits with this is a top, but you know, super hybrid. Really enjoy this club. All right, and the last club. This one's a little controversial maybe. This is my G425 Max, but with this guy in here. So this is the Autoflex shaft in the blue-red colorway. I used to have an analog rogue white shaft in here that was it was shorter than stock. But yeah, pretty much I really like the head, and you've seen me hit this quite a bit, and I'm a huge proponent of this. Like I said, the Max with Max Forgiveness, I'm all for it. However, this shaft has been hit or miss for me. So I need to get on a TrackMan. I need to do it, but I haven't had time. But I will get on a TrackMan and compare this to my previous club shaft, the Analog Rogue White. But yeah, I have not seen the gains that a lot of people have seen, like on those TXG guys, and I really think it's really swing dependent. If you have a long swing that can take advantage of the lag and a long, smooth, powerful swing, I think this is for you. Hard to suggest anyone a $600 shaft, but the reality of it is I don't hit it much better than any other shaft. But someone that you've seen on the channel does hit it pretty good, and that is James. So that's the fun thing about golfing with friends, and you know, having people who are, you know, in the hobby with you or not in the sport with you, is that you can switch stuff. So we're actually gonna switch out. I'm gonna switch him with his driver and try out his regular sim driver. So yeah, he was hitting this, he was bombing this thing, and pretty much I was like, it was pretty crazy how well he was hitting it. So I'm gonna let him borrow it and use it, and if he wants it, then if he hits it better than me, then he hits it better than me, you know. But I'll switch out some stuff. So the driver will be changing a little bit in some capacity. At the most, I'll be switching back my regular, my old shaft into this because the Autoflex isn't working out for me. But I'll get it on a TrackMan to show everyone like those numbers specifically. But yeah, the G425 Max head, super good. Totally would recommend it. It's really forgiving. It still goes well, and I take forgiveness in the fairway over, you know, another 15 yards any day on the course that's not in, you know, not in play or on the fairway. So that's that. I guess my point all here is with this what's in the bag, and that you know, is that like golf is so difficult in terms of, you know, just playing on the course, and then, you know, there's so many different combinations of, you know, equipment and club setups, bag makeups, and it's hard to know, you know, what is really good for you. And personally, my experience is that sometimes you just got to get lucky. My previous irons before One Link were the Wilson CBs. I went into a Golf Mart, which is just a brick and mortar, you know, standard golf shop here, and there was a Wilson rep, and I was hitting the Wilson CBs on a launch monitor, and we dialed it in, and I got them, and you know, ended up being not that great for me on the course score-wise. And so I picked up the Orlimars, and I hit them better. I hit some of my best scores with them, got a hole in one with these. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, just for like a golfer average myself, you know, you might get fitted for something, or you might buy something off the shelf, and the problem is you'll never know if it suits you unless you try. There are ways to hedge risk in terms of like, yeah, if you get fitted, then yes, the potential for those clubs working out for you is higher, but that doesn't mean that there's something that's off the shelf that could be better for you. And that's what makes golf so difficult, is that, you know, there's so much equipment. It's like, how do you know unless you try it on the course? Yes, you could have a few baselines, right? Like the flex, the line, the loft, that kind of get you close to what someone who is evaluating you at the time with numbers thinks is the best for you. but maybe you're swinging different, you know, that day than you do on the course. So that's why golf is so difficult in terms of finding clubs that, you know, work for you. At the end of the day, it's a little ironic. I feel like practice is king. You know, practice is king and getting your swing down and, you know, doing well with the clubs you have. People love to think about golf equipment. I do too. So it's kind of funny. Like my $700 irons, no, I'm not using them. I'm using $200 irons. I got the $600 shaft because I wanted a little bit more swing or a little bit more speed, but my other shaft's better. So yeah, pretty much I took the L's there, but that's kind of how golf equipment works. So I hope you found this like insightful. This is like my mid-handicap bag. If you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, I'll list everything out in the comments or in the description below. But I hope you guys enjoy that one. Keep chasing, and I'll see you in the next one.